All right, pile on in, everybody. Come on in. I don't even see. Somebody write in the chat so I can see if it's working. Sorry, injured my rib. I took my wife skiing last Friday. Gave her lessons, and wouldn't you know, I fell over, not doing the most advanced runs and the most technical type of skiing, which I do. But I was watching my wife and wasn't paying attention. I wasn't barely even moving and crossed my tips and fell and landed on my chest and clavicle, and so it's just getting sore and sore. So pray for me. Nothing worse than a injured rib. Thank you so much. Big time, $5 for your support. All right, what is going on? Want to pop up the Streamlabs. Thank you so much for your support. I'm just going to refresh this so I can see. Again, if you haven't liked this stream for the Q&A and discussion, go ahead and do that now. And if you haven't subscribed to Patristic Faith, please do. Why is this not showing up? 1 second. Recent events. Okay. Must be coming in through the YouTube. Is the all right? I want to. One second. All right, what is going on? What are you guys doing in the chat? Let's see. Yeah, the other thing too is like laying when you're sleeping must. But I need that repair. I need that. Let's see. Can I still? Yeah, I think it's not gonna. Let me. I think it won't affect my skiing. It's just certain kind of movements. Because I got to go Wednesday, Friday, hopefully, and then next week we're going up. We'll be at St. Herman's in Kalispell for the Sunday of Orthodoxy, and then it's spring break for my students. And so I will be in Whitefish, skiing Whitefish for 3 or 4 days because I have three free days on my pass. I can't believe I never fall. I can't believe it happened. It's humbling, isn't it? And again, every time I've gotten injured and it's never doing something like super crazy. Well, I shouldn't say that. Recently, as I'm older, skiing the most technical, advanced runs. I'm not getting injured doing that. It's something stupid where I'm sitting still and I just fall over, like not paying attention or something, and injure my rib or shoulder or something. I don't have a cameraman. I wish people could video. I do actually have something. 1 second. I do have a video a couple weeks ago, maybe. Let me see. That I put up in our church. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Alright, let me get this. Alright, let's share. Telegram. Volume. Hold on a second. What is going on? So you guys can see this now, but I don't understand. Get this thing up here. This isn't a very advanced. It's just kind of a fun run. Jump there. This is our local little ski resort. About 25 minutes from my place where I live. Must be too high CPU usage because it's all kind of choppy. It's not running smooth. So when I run OBS, stream, and play a video like this, it's probably it is a fun run though. It's a blue, it's not, advanced or anything, but it's a fun one. Alright. Yeah, don't forget about Montanica. Get your tickets. Going to be the best one yet. Less speakers and more workshop. Oh, it's not showing? Weird. I don't know, I'm seeing in the live it's showing it. Isn't it? I see it being played through the studio. Oh, you're right. Hold on a second. So the rest you didn't see it? I wonder why. So it just went white? Anyways, back to Montanica. Get your tickets. We're gonna have less official speakers. We have His Grace Bishop Maxim, so you don't want to miss that, to be blessed by having His Grace here, and is the keynote speaker, whom the conference is under his forum, and Why do we only have 18 concurrent viewers? Where is everybody? Father Vasilis Thermos and Father Pan. I'm going to step down as speaker and let Father Turbo go in my place. But all of us will be having workshop on various themes. That'll be more practical. Again, you're not going to be as drained going through like all the kind of presentations like we had last year, back to back kind of speakers. There's going to be more practical kind of workshops and stuff like that. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why that went blank. All right, what else? My neck's a little sore too. That's crazy. It's Mondays. And I'm still sore. Yes, we had a dumb phone here, and it wasn't working for my lifestyle. No, I was texting my wife, like, and she took her like 15 minutes just to send out simple texts, and she was having a hard time receiving and so I just got her. I do have a GoPro cam. Yeah, I forgot about that. I gotta get that down. I've never used it. I actually have a GoPro that I've never used. Alright, let's look and see if we have any through the Streamlabs. You can donate through Streamlabs. Let's see if I can get... Copy. All right. 1 second. Paste. Yeah, thank God my coughing usually doesn't bother me on this. All right, what is going on? So, on the Patristic Faith website, you can leave comments, and they need to be approved. I don't know what's happened in the last couple weeks, but I mean, so anytime somebody sends in a comment, then I get an email that I have to go look at and see if it's, do I want to approve it? The last 2 weeks, I'm bombarded with spam. I reported as spam. I even copied the IP address. And none of it you're going to see from your end. It's all from the back end. But it still means I got to clean it up and have to deal with... The last 2 weeks, it's just constant, incessant, 15 to 20 spams. And I can't stop it. And it's just getting worse. And it's driving me crazy. And I don't know what caused this. And they must have like an IP generator or something like that. That just constantly keeps generating new VPNs. Because every one of these is like I block. Some of these things are the same company, spam company that I'm going to show you. How do they do this? Is it just going to literally just get worse every single day for me? Like, yeah, I was thinking of finding. This is a WordPress, by the way. Is this person trolling in the chat with the Chinese and the anime? By the way, can we? I want to talk about anime and these things. So, remember, like, there's some guy on Twitter, some kid, 18 years old, that went off and hates Father Moses. Why? Because Father Moses went off on anime and Warcraft. And all right, because it's talking about, again, like growing up and becoming a man. And no, I don't. You're not allowed to give communion to a trans person. I'm a deacon, so I don't. Well, actually, the priest does give me the chalice too. But like, if you're actively living in sin, a grave sin, um, absolutely can't. So, anyways, here's what I was thinking about with the anime. I don't get it. I don't get in the sense that yeah, it's a first of all, there are so many things that are a waste of time. Now, again, if they're repentant and like, look, I made a mistake, I'm gonna try to detransition back to um then yeah, like you could. Do you know David Bentley Hart's not even Orthodox anymore? Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh, the anime stuff. That's what I don't understand. Okay, so let's say you watch anime. Okay, maybe you'd be better with your time management. There's some other things I'm gonna say about it too. Um, it has become like a cult. First of all, I want to know how old you are. If you're 16, over 16 or 17, um, what I don't understand is like, okay, so let's say you're watching it. Why are people making their PFPs and like, why is it public? Um, like these are little kid things. That's what I don't understand. And I was thinking when I was so again, there's two issues. It's like just with anything. I don't have to pick on anime or anything like that. How many things are a waste of time in terms of time management? But I'm just thinking back when I went into high school. So what are you like 14 or something like that? Um, I wasn't playing with toys or dollies or I never played with dollies, but I didn't watch cartoons anymore. Maybe occasionally I remember I liked watching The Simpsons once in a while. Uh, Ren and Stimpy, something like that. Um, but yeah, 14, 15 years old, I stopped playing with toys and watching cartoons. What I really don't get is how people are in their 20s and they're publicly putting like how you're still playing with little kids stuff and watching cartoons all the time. Like it's weird to me. The other thing too, yeah, I could go through a whole bunch of stuff that's a waste of time. Street racing, yeah, what it? Sports hole balls, sports balls, video games, bars, yeah, like so. There's all about stuff about time management. What I don't understand though, I mean, I do, I get it, is I don't know. I consider people 16, 17 years old is you're becoming an adult, like you're growing up. Like, why are you playing with dollies? Why are you like putting up cartoon anime? Like it's weird. Don't like. I mean, is it just me? I mean, like I said, I know I'm Gen X, but I would be embarrassed if I was still playing with kids stuff in high school to make that public and let other people know that. But I do remember that this was, I think during my years of high school, there definitely was a push to, like, Disney was big, like I don't remember the guys doing it, but the girls were certainly into this. But do you remember? It was kind of cultish, right? It's a scene and vibe and stuff like that, where everybody had to have Disney stuff, and so it probably started. Um, why am I getting trolled with Transformers in my hobbies? Yeah, that's if you're playing with little dollies in your adult years and calling that a hobby, yeah, you've got. I'm gonna ban this person from. Your beard is childish. Oh, really? I'd love to see children that have beards. All right, you're. Oh, exactly. Jim Bob, you send over the craziest people. Let's see. Hide user from channel. Goodbye. You are sent into. Book of Mormon. We could go off on Mormonism. Do you want me to deconstruct your religion? Oh yeah, awesome, dude. What? You're gonna insult me and then think you're gonna. I mean, I don't really care, but you're obviously not gonna. Let's remove you. Oh, they're gone. Good. Jim Bob's good at bringing the trolls over. Where's Jim made with Jim Bob? By the way, that's one of the notice if you critique people's addiction, they lose their mind. And what do? They start insulting you. Okay. Yeah, but hey, Christy Transformer, demon worshiper, I the difference is my critique of anime is grounded in objective reality and arguments, and your critique of us or myself or whatever you I'm telling this is a perfect example. Critique anime and watch these people lose their minds. They went out this is why this kid on Twitter that Jay was pointing out hates Father Moses now. I'm sorry if you're into stupid childish stuff that's a waste of time. Again, if you want to watch it occasionally, I don't care, but you're if you're a grown up and you're putting this on your PFP, yeah, and then I critique it that it's a waste of time and childish, then you have a meltdown and freak out. Yeah, you want to watch a cartoon and play with dollies once in a while as a grown up? Okay, kind of weird. Why would you make that public? Why would you that's what's weird to me. Christ made dollies and Cabbage Patch Kids, doll kids, too. It's just weird when you're an adult obsessed with little children's. And look, it's not your fault. I get it. Like I said, I think there was it was intentional to actually this kind of return to childhood. And this started, I think, in my generation. I was even thinking about when raves came out. The whole rave scene was people bringing dollies and pacifiers and return to childhood, to emotionally and intellectually stunt you and keep you in as a child, right? So they hold the aesthetics. So the Disney stuff, and then comes later is the anime stuff. Again, Jane had talked about, there's a couple different things. Entertainment's okay at certain levels. Watching sports is okay, but if it becomes an idol or something like that, obviously that's an issue. But what I'm saying is, do you not think something's weird when adults, their entertainment are children's toys and yeah, and then it becomes an identity. That's the other thing. Like I said, there might be some good stuff out there you might want to watch or something like an entertainment or something like that, but Yeah, if there's a rule, if you watch anime and you're an adult, maybe you shouldn't say. If you're playing with dollies and you're an adult, maybe you shouldn't say anything. What do I do for entertainment? Um, yeah, the pacifiers were for grinding your teeth on drugs. That's exactly right. But there was a whole kind of aesthetic in the rave where like kids. I'm gonna actually pull up a photo. I'm gonna show you what raves in the '90s look like. Rave kids. It was a trip. It's all gonna make sense when you see. This is so funny. I totally forgot about this. The other thing too is keep in mind I have an objective as a philosopher. Um, Obviously, I have objective. I can transcend biases and different things, and I can see objectively what is right or wrong with anime. Whereas you guys are still in. You're still in the manufactured consent of the elites in society that have programmed you into. So that's how I actually know. No, I wasn't. I went to raves 1996 to 99 before I went to Thomas Aquinas College, before I got my act together. And how do you know I'm lying about David Bentley Hart? He admitted he's not Orthodox. What is the matter with you, dude? Candy Kids. Should we look at the... Oh no. I critiqued your favorite idol, David Bentley Hart. Do you have a David Bentley Hart altar set up? Do you pinch incense to... with the David Bentley heart icons? Did I make you upset that I criticized your god, your favorite idol? I'm sorry. All right, let's go. Now I can't find it. I've got these million different windows up. That's why. One second. You guys are going to enjoy this. Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? Oh, God bless you. Hot Stones Daily 4.99. Father Deacon, I'm a Roquefort catechumen in St. Louis. Or wait, S. St. Louis. Because of you and Jay, I love my parish and God bless you. Glory to God. David Bentley. Yeah, are you playing with your... Hey, Christ Crusader, are you playing with your David Bentley dollies? That hurt your feelings? Oh, really? David Bentley Hart denied the councils and rejects the count. He explicitly says so. David Bentley Hart's a soy heretic. Yeah. I mean, literally admits heresies in public. Oh, false witness. Ethan don't like the false witness. If you call him a heresy, it's a false witness. Yeah, talk about. Guess what? Yeah. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. Yeah, of course, to a heretic. Universal is condemned by the councils. So if you think that's based, if you think following your retarded heretical ideas straight into hell is based, like, because you like your David Bentley Hart dollies and you've got your David Bentley Hart Universalist altar. I'm sorry. False witness, false witness. Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? Yeah, he's based in himself. That's a great. We've already covered this. Universalism is universally condemned by the Sixth and Seventh Ecumenical Council. And further, with the. Well, alright. With the priest's blessing I can give, yeah, I can minister the Eucharist. We have our parish is growing so big. We have 2 chalices that the priest gives to me after we consecrate the Eucharist, and I come out and I say, with fear of God, with faith and love, draw near. Yeah, we covered it all. What is up with you, Origin heretics? Did you not see the video that David and Jay and I did on? We covered all of that. You can try red herring through all this stuff, but. One second. I can't find the. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Back. One second. Watch this. Tell me what you think. This is 90s. Rave kids. with all the beads. We got the pacifier here. Look at this guy. An E-tard for sure. I think a lot of the kind of trans stuff came in through here too. Look at, I mean, what are these things? This is a dude with pink hair. Got the Jinko pants going on. Yeah, what in the heck? Look at this. I remember it. All right, this has got to be later than the 90s. What was, I guess SpongeBob was in the, but do you see this kind of return to childhood? The toys. I can't tell if these are women or men. I'm trying to find a classic. This kind of. That's so. All this is so 90s. Is that Jay Dyer right there? Oh my gosh. What a mess. Clean your car with an ashtray on the. But there's got to be a link between this and anime, right? I mean, look at this. And by the way, the kind of Asian influence did come into. Look at Jinkos, yeah. And I think I remember that, for example, they had what's the animation that basically would play like, you know, different stuff, and I think they actually started kind of introducing a lot of, but there was certainly kind of like Oriental, Japanese, Asian influence coming in. I remember that. So I bet there's a connection there. Do they even have raves anymore? Like that? Here it is. Rave kids. Get MK Ultra into becoming a child and programmed to watch anime and candy, right? So candy, ring pops, toys, pacifiers, yeah, etc. They literally psyoped us into staying mentally, emotionally, and spiritually retarded as a child for the rest of our lives. Congratulations. Another CIA success story right there. Well, they used, guess what? Drugs, psychedelics. Shocker. Where are these people coming from? Keiko. Alright, go on. This is awesome. Bring in more haters so I can make sure you are removed from the channel. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, once you kind of grow up, especially in the faith, um, what seemed fun in my, when I was younger, is this looks awful and not stupid and awful. All right, how do we get on? All right, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I keep getting distracted. These trolls must be coming from Jim Bob's. I love it. Your hate makes me stronger. Oh, that's a good thing, but that's a good thing too. Comic. So can I restate my points? I'm gonna pick on the anime. Like, generally speaking, we go through a lot of things that are just time waste. Any time management. That could be bars. It could be clubs. It could be sports ball. And one of the things I want to talk about, too, like, could it be reading books or something? That I don't think. The utilitarians talked about things like what called attitudinal pleasures. Obviously, there's goods in life that are higher than others. So even in the sense of entertainment too, there's higher forms. Sorry, it wasn't the utilitarians, it was the hedonists. Excuse me. They had actual interesting distinction between kind of lower base pleasures versus what's called attitudinal pleasures. And the hedonists believed that you should seek pleasures that are attitudinal, like going to the theater to see a well-written play or the opera or something like that is obviously much better than going to the pub. And I think that's a good point, that there's obviously, in terms of even entertainment, higher forms in art and entertainment. That doesn't mean that it's wrong to, go watch something stupid on TV or something like that. But it's all balanced. So, okay, which one's really kind of... If I spend more time in the lowers, then it's more of a waste of time. And as I move up higher in what's called attitudinal pleasures, obviously it'd be less. I think it's great if you're an athlete there's a lot of kind of virtues that could be acquired through hard work and development of the body and skill and stuff like that, and to be part of a team. Um, that's fantastic. Um, and as you go up higher in the different goods in life, you move farther away from those things, obviously being waste of time. But as I've always pointed out, priorities, first things first. If you're married, it's your wife. If you're a female, married to your husband, it's your husband. Those are first things. God, your church family in your parish, your community, your local community, right? These sorts of things. And so what we don't do is we don't let the lower things that are still goods break in and rule the higher things. And I would say that even that in terms of entertainment as well, and the lower entertainment. All right. So the first critique is about just time management, which could apply to a lot of things, not anime. Number two, that it becomes an identity. That's weird. That's not right. And number three, that having an identity tied to child things and toys when you're an adult. It's weird. Okay, like, you want to watch it once, but yeah. Maybe you should keep it private and not let people know. Certainly make an identity and stuff like those would be kind of my critiques. Now I'm going to have all the haters come and hate me. But it doesn't matter because you're stuck in your subjective emotions, and I transcend, right, through my years of studying philosophy, how to actually transcend even my generational biases of being a Gen Xer, to objectively know what the truth is. Isn't that great? That you too could sign up for Patristic Faith courses in philosophy, university courses, same courses taught at the exact same structure, in which you can learn to transcend your generational emotive subjective biases and actually see through argumentation and logic what true reality, objective reality is. Yeah, they want you to have an identity outside of Christ. Oh man, my neck is killing me. I don't have any tattoos, by the way. Thank God I'm not like those tattooed people. Just kidding. Just kidding. Come on. Alright. Let me just look and see if we have any shout outs to give and super chats. Come on, bring in some more people to insult me. I need to start this one off good. Bring in the haters. Give me a roast. Tell me weird things like having a beard is childish. Those are the best. Having men things is not manly. It's childish. People ask me, why do you have a beard? Because I'm not a lady or a child. I've used that. By the way, these trolls too, I need an age verifier on the chat. How much do you want to bet they're 16 years old? I actually did trim my beard. This was the sides were getting yesterday before I went to church. I didn't like but yeah, I need to get this stuff kind of trimmed too. I didn't like it growing out, but yeah, I do trim. Come on, bring in the haters. Go get banned and build your alt and come on in. You. Yeah. Your beard. Your beard looks like a baby. That's what's one of the giveaways too is children have an inability to come up with good insults, and their child, like, they haven't learned the kind of polemics of a good roast. And it's a great question. Who has the best beer in Orthodoxy, right? Yeah, accept your words. People like and their anonymity. I can throw stones and run away because nobody knows who I am. It really is like an effeminate and childish. Come on in, bring him in. All right, going back to another question I had for you guys. One mod to ban them all. I'm telling you that from Jim Bob. All right, this is the question that I wanted to. Why am I getting 20 spams a day on my WordPress? I'm going to see how I can maybe install a CAPTCHA. I think that might fix this. But look at this. High energetic article. I liked it a lot. Where will be part 2? A casino, European casino. See, that's what's cool is I can go over this and actually see who these. Yeah, talk about wasted. I know I was picking on anime, but like, you know what's worse? Online gambling with these stupid casino things. I've already deleted today like 10 of these things. Here's another word. Look how many of these are. Every single day. This is just from today. Look at this. It's driving me insane. And it doesn't matter if I ban the IP, they just... Oh, here's finally a legitimate one thinking I'm going to prove this. Okay. Let's move to this. More. This guy is a tripper. Michael Stanovic. I can't understand about people like this. So he made another one too. Where was it? Here's Abbott Tree Farm. Yes, orthodoxy is the R word. Stop your lying. By the way, I didn't write this. View post. Unhinged, man. So this guy must have edited. What I don't understand about this, oh man, I wish I would have had. Maybe I have it in an email somewhere. This guy's I just don't get it. And another one where he must have edited this one. He accuses us. So he makes fun of Jay Dyer as being a comedian. And then accuses Father Hans and also Father Alexander Webster of spreading medical misinformation because we called out the CoofCon. This is what I don't understand. Help me understand. Like, there's literally people like this that still exist. The guy says he's Orthodox. He goes to that are actually still going, like, still believe the 2020 lies and are accusing, with all the evidence coming out, and look at all the Yale studies too coming out about the lies, about the poison shots not being safe and effective. It blows my mind that there's still people, and this guy should have his medical license revoked for arrested for being involved in crimes against humanity. It's just amazing. That's one of the things that have been blowing me away, is that no matter how much evidence comes out, even from legacy media, the people's own, they're still back in 2020, or like still actually can't see it. It's like their people coming out with, and what do you do? How does somebody get that propagandized and brainwashed? It blows me away that there's still people like this. And they're still on a witch hunt. There's people like Father Deacon Ananias and Father Hans and Father Alexander J. Dyer. These people are a threat to democracy. Spreading medical misinformation. Fake news. All right, let's see what's going on. Internet anonymity, yeah. All will be revealed. Yeah, CAPTCHA, I think I'm going to do that. They're trying to get SEO, and I think this, yeah, I think you're correct on that. I was use spam filters. So CAPTCHA and spam filters. Okay. Father Jade. Yeah, notice all these examples of false identities. They're making their identity coof. I know. Hold on. I've got reading glasses. I'm sorry. Just not. Why would the government? Yeah. Um. Let's talk about some other stuff. Okay, so should we do some geopolitics or philosophy? What do you guys? We can cover both of them. Which one do you want to do first? I've got some topics. How much do you know about the Orthodox? There's some good priests up there. Like I think there's a bunch of priests that want to come down from Montanica. Um, we had a novice that was staying with us for a couple months down here with Father Russell, and he was fantastic. Like I've had nothing but wonderful experience with Canadian Orthodoxy. So even though I've heard the stories during the coup, like some of the, but I don't know any of those personally. Everybody that I've had a personal interaction with, either through email or visiting, have been absolutely wonderful. So God bless them. God bless Orthodoxy and Canada, bud. Hey, bud. Oh, philosophy of geopolitics. Yes, people still masking. And like I was on a plane just looking, and I'm like, God forgive me. Um, I try to be kind of compassionate, sympathetic, but like, it's upsetting, and I should be like, God forgive them. They don't know what they're doing, and be more compassionate. I'm a sinner, and forgive me for. I'll try to do better, but it really is hard because the technocratic terror that we all went through, um, and people losing their jobs, their livelihoods, um, the minds of kids being forced, the schools being shut down, all this kind of stuff, and the impact that had on the overall impact of this terror that we went through because everybody believed in scientism and trusted the experts. Um, it's it's awful, and to see that it only happened because people were complicit in that, and it got yeah, God forgives, and may I forgive them, and work on having more of a compassionate heart. So forgive me if, but it is upsetting that you hurt people. Your idiocy, um, and bootlicking herd mentality, um, hurt people, and that you're still like, and I'm fine. I'm willing to like look. Maybe it was complicated. I get all the different stuff, but now where we're at now, and then there's people still living like they back in 2020. That blows my mind. Like just watching, like this when I was flying back from Houston and seeing the masker on the plane, and they look terrified. They've got the. I'm gonna find an image because I have an image in my mind that I'm a very. All right. Um. What's the phrase I want to use? So I pull up, see if I can find a. I'm trying to find an image. A perfect image. But they, it's like they're super skinny. Like I can immediately tell them like you're vegans. You shop at Whole Foods. Whole Foods is great, by the way. We don't have one here, but like the natural grocery stores and stuff like that, that's great. But this is where you would. It's a place where you would see them, and they're wearing they're super skinny because they're vegans and have malnourishment, and then they're wearing the North Face kind of puffer jacket, right? And they've got the mask, and they've got the glasses, right? And you just know how they voted. Do you know what I'm talking about? Let me see if I can find. I just have the picture. I wish I could just. All right. I'm not gonna be able to find it. Let me look at your chats here. That's what I don't understand with the masks. Like, so even Fauci came out, like, everybody came out and be like, okay, they don't work, right? And all the evidence and the data came in through the mainstream kind of, and also the peer-reviewed papers and stuff like that. And people still wear it. Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like, what are... By the way, that was another... if I can show you this. I have a Rave picture of myself. Let's see. Remember when photos used to come in stuff like this? All right, where am I? I'm actually in that photo. 1996. Can you believe that? And what do you see? That's me, by the way, there. I put ski goggles on. Three of the people in this picture are actually Orthodox, which is really crazy now. Mass, 1996. Predictive programming. How crazy is that? That really tripped me. Now there's a reason why they had the masses. People were on ecstasy, Molly, MDMA, and MDMA. They would take Vicks vapor rub and they put it and then line it in the mask. And then you'd breathe it. There's no such thing as vegan food. You know, that's my pet peeve. There's Lenten food. Vegan is an ethics. Chris says, when people asked if I got the jibby jab, I said I was in the control group of the clinical trial. That can be. That's a good. Lenten food. Isn't that great? Oh, that's such a. Where did we eat Lenten food? We're not vegans. Alright. I'm still tripping on how that guy was able to edit. I guess you can. I guess you can do that now that I think about that. I want to look this guy up. I don't trust him. Search the web for Michael. Stankovic. San Diego. Oh shoot. He's a psychiatrist. Well, that explains a lot more. Psychiatry is one of the biggest quacks out there. When I was doing my initial research in the corruption in medical science, guess which one is like one of the worst? Psychiatry. Literally inventing diseases to sell medications. I mean, what a total corrupted, like, that was well known as like one of the worst. So I've got this guy who's trying to see something. Who's a psychiatrist and medical misinformation, disinformation. Oh, this guy looks like a tool. Kidding me, dude? Is this his real photo? No, that can't be it. That's a CPA. What in the world? I always want to know what the physiognomy, what these people look like. Huh. I don't know. I can't find. Can't find a picture of. Oh yeah, our Geopolitics. Interesting enough, something's. You know Stankovic? Wait, what did I say his name was? Yeah. So what's his deal? Like, why is he so obsessed with? Oh my god. I'm gonna have you guys read this. It's so, like, I just kind of glanced over. It is so absurd. But in the chat, what? What's his deal, Rip? No, physiognomy is real. Like, there's obviously there's a link, right? Doesn't mean every case, but there's obviously a definite link. By the way, this is not the article that I wrote. This is obviously responding to Jay. Let's see what he says. It would seem to me that some explanations are for a study published on January 20th, 2025 in the Human Behavior titled Trust in the Scientists and Their Role in Society across 68 countries that surveyed 71,000 individuals and concluded that most people trust science and scientists are among the most trusted actors. Yeah, I don't doubt most idiots believe that. Furthermore, I once wrote on Father Han's old abandoned blog that no legitimate scientist would ever paint himself into a corner by making the claim or proof beyond theory. What? This has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. A theory that could be easily disproved and rejected as quickly as tomorrow. Guess what? All those publications and we're not allowed to. All that evidence and things disproving weren't allowed to be published. If you know anything about how Lancet and these different how publication works and the kind of cronyism, right? I mean, how dumb, dude, do you have to be to actually think this stuff? This is idolatry. It's total brainwashed. It could easily be disproven. They don't allow it to be disproven, you moron. After all, scientific medical theory is founded in evidence. What do we got? This is what happens when you don't actually study philosophy and logic. There's no such thing as evidence. Pure evidence. That's the myth of neutrality. And it's always possible that further, more discriminating, more determined, more revealing, more clarifying, that's not how it works. This guy knows nothing about science. He should take a philosophy of science. Every morning I walk past the office of not one, but two Nobel laureate physicians who are proof of this. I can't believe that there are actually people like this that exist. You have no idea how science. So you created, like papism, this abstract, romanticized version of a perfect, how science would work in a perfect world in my mind. Two Nobel laureate physicians. What does that prove? Probably proves everything I've been saying. I eject your cares that some of these statements of scientific fraud is recent when they are literally 10 years past. I believe there's been tremendous effort. I almost can't read this. It's so upsetting to me. I think people like this are extremely dangerous. Because they have actually... This guy's actually... has the power to actually give you hypnotic medications and use psychobabble Western psychiatry and psychology to literally brainwash you. Just like he's been brainwashed. I can't read it. It's too upsetting, to be honest. What do you guys think? I can't. I just can't believe there's somebody like this. Lord have mercy. Help me. Help me, God. They don't know anything. Like, that's what I mean. They have no idea what proof and what evidence and like. I cited cases from 10 years ago because it's the same. That's like bringing up with. Uh. Scientism, TM. How about scientism? The reason why these cases are brought up 10 years ago, they're the same pattern that's happening. Like, the system hasn't changed. So I read about this. The kind of corruption in science between research, foundation, like big foundation money, like big family, Sackler family, and different stuff like this, um, and pharmaceutical industries, Purdue, Pfizer, and stuff like this, and how that works in terms of publication, research in the university. That system has not been broken. It still operates. So if I find something from 10 years ago that arises problems because of the system, the medical model, and the how science is done, yes, it still applies now. And there's got to be a fallacy of. It's like the fallacy of. I'm gonna name it. Come on. What's the term? When something legally expires. Help me out. Like, you can't prosecute because it's. I don't know why I'm blanking on this. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know why I can't think of this. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. Statute of limitation. The statute of limitation. Well, those murders occurred 10 years ago. You can't bring that up. Oh, the statute of limitation fallacy. That happened in the past. We live in the present. Yeah, statute of limitations. Good job, guys. Yeah, there's a conflict of interest paid by big pharma. A lot of these people are the lawmakers um and some of these people are on the boards themselves. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, this guy's, and he has no idea how, like, these people are the best to pick. Like, if all you have to do is take like a class or two on the philosophy of science, and you can absolutely destroy them. But what's interesting about that is, like, how clear was it? This guy's an Orthodox Christian, supposedly. And how clear his idol. Well, the theme for today is idolatry, isn't it? Is his god. We had, what idols did we have today? Anime idols. I guess we could sports ball idols. MDMA idols. David Bentley Hart doll idols. Science idols. Psychiatry, like, oh, hell, psychiatry. So, interesting enough, Scientology got that one right. Like, the Darwin idol. The lab coat fallacy. What did this guy say? The fact that two people got a fake and gray award proves science. Whoa! Science. The science is going. I'm gonna do the Jay Dyer. Look at all the science going. How many scientists? Whoa! The science is going up. The science is going up. Look at what science. Look at all the awards. Whoa! Look at the awards, guys. Science awards. Woo! Jay, you gotta do it. Where are you, Jay? You gotta do. If we can make fun of sports hole, and sports ball, we gotta make fun of the science. Look at all the bubbling beakers. Whoa! Whoa, look at all the pills. The pills. There's so many pills. Look at the shots and the pills. Whoa. And you're dead, dude. You're dead. Jay, you gotta make one. You gotta make one of those videos. By the way, parrot consistent. Nobody understands this parrot consistent law. I just say avoid it. It doesn't mean that it's an absolute denial of the law of exclude the middle. It's saying there's situations in which that might not apply. Like, oh wow. They don't fully reject contradictions and stuff like that. They're just saying there might be areas, right? And there might be a logic that's developed where particular situations don't actually apply. So, like, it's not anything anybody needs to worry about. Whoa! The science bro. Look at all the lab coats. Yeah, and we'll have science church. And they'll hand out your little medication where you take your science ball. Look at all the science. I'm dead. You died. When science kills. Dave Flippian donates $10 or contributor. Thank you so much. There is you can donate there. Send in super chats. Okay, what is going on geopolitics? What is going on in the world? My brother called me yesterday, and we had an interesting conversation about the quantum computer, and I'm going to give a shout out to my brother. I'm going to do a plug for my brother. 2-time Grammy winner, Chris Sorm. And I'm going to... He is planned, by the way, another person sponsoring the conference, my brother Chris Sorm. and Nest Recorders. He will actually be one of the people coming up to do sound engineering. It began because we have a live professional bluegrass band, the same one from last year, Well Beaten Path. So the sound's going to be better than ever because we have a famous 2-time Grammy winner, my brother Christopher Sorm. Brother. So I'm going to give a shout out to him. And I'm just going to, if you guys don't mind, plug him. Gives me anything about, because we had an interesting conversation yesterday called about transhumanism, the quantum computer, and stuff like that. This is Nest Recorders. This is his recording studio. Let's enter in. Here's his different sound rooms. His grand piano. But there's got to be... What is this? Instagram? Oh, yeah. He recorded John C. Reilly. So there's my brother right there. Let's see. He got a Grammy for Los Lobos. Who's this gentleman here? Marcos. Is this Los Lobos? Let's see who this is. Yeah, he's got like... Oh man, that looks awesome, doesn't it? Who's this? Who's Rob? Is this Kyle? Yeah. Kyle's the one who played in the movie Whiplash for the... Let's see what... Aren't you guys excited? I'm trying to see. Who is that? That guy looks familiar. John Bryan. Oh, this is Daniel Lenoir, who also produced Neil Young's Harvest album. Great musician there. Anyway, so we've got a good producer, sound engineer, who will be coming to Montanica to do our sound, my brother. And like I said, we had an interesting conversation about the quantum computer, Transhumanism, science. Whoa, look at this computer. Whoa. You're dead. Well, I'm a busy man. I'm doing all these tabs at once. Yeah, maybe you guys should learn how to use your tabs better. If you don't have at least 40 tabs up, what are you doing with your life? I mean, why are you only have one or two tabs? Why is your life only committed to one or two tabs? Like, that's the real question. Yeah, I should do that. You're right. Forgive me. I can organize. I actually go back through those tabs all the time. Like, it's funny. That's my ADD, huh? Tab, I don't. Tabdolator. All right, so geopolitics. Let's see if we got any super chats. I never want to forget you guys if you donate and help out. No, rip. So sad. All right. What's trending politics? Ukraine and Russia, of course. That's what it says on Twitter. See here? What happens if you click on that? This one always blows me away. Like, why would you be interested in, like, okay, so you're coming out of Protestantism and you realize the failures. And you think your only two options are Orthodoxy and Catholicism because those are the historic church. But you didn't notice what was going on. You haven't noticed what's going on in Catholicism. Like, I just don't. It's like that's the church that you want to go to. By the way, that's Holy Trinity Butte right there. What happens though if I click on this? Yeah, it's a money laundering scheme. So what I can't get though. So this is interesting. Most of these people, maybe it's Facebook. Facebook's one of the dumbest boomer normie. I bet this is where this guy literally lives. What's his name? Michael Scamkovich. That's where he lives. Facebook. You gotta look how stupid. Let's do a review of how stupid Facebook is. Well, that's not stupid. That's my cabin. 4 years ago, is that like when I first got my cabin? My parents. That's a nice memory. Whoa! That's my old car. I don't even have that anymore. I call it Uncle Ted's cabin because it's Lincoln. Yeah, it brings back some good memories. I'm not gonna lie. That's the I call them Bab Marshalls, Bob Marshall Wilderness back there. This guy's flying a Confederate flag. It looks like. I think the road. That is amazing. That makes me nice and happy. All right, let's look how stupid Facebook. That's sad. The monk that's. You know, a lot of this stuff I had to put on like mute because just going into Lent. Nice. Let's give a big shout out to Dr. Dave Bradshaw. Ancient philosophy and the formation of Christian thought. Very good. Well, so far so good, huh? Nice, wonderful picture there of space. We have space in Montana. I think people are turning around. I think for the most part, what I've been noticing is the narrative, the manufactured consent of the globalist elite and legacy media is breaking. There's a few diehard Dems out there. They're usually academics. But I'm seeing more of this, okay? Okay. That's cool. See what I mean? So here I brought you onto Facebook to show how dumb it is. And actually, it's just, there's been a lot of wonderful stuff. Here's St. Patrick. That's great. Shout out to Aaron, one of our parishioners. Look at that. Well, man, this is all good news. James White. Ew. Oh, gross. St. Isaac the Syrian. See, this is all nice. Look at everybody's calling out the whole kind of Ukrainian scam. But you want to see some bad news, all you have to do is click on this. Let's just see. How much you know of that? We're going to have a Ukrainian flag up here somewhere. Come on. Oh, there it is. Trump derangement syndrome with Sister Vasa. Shocker. Ukraine. Ukraine. Pro-Ukraine. Pro-Zelensky. Pro-Papism. I hate Trump. These are easy reviews, aren't they? Let's put some more women up to preach. And give sermons. Putin bad. Xenophobia. You're xenophobic, of course, and the R word. Can't believe people actually. How many people actually follow this? This is dumb people. Let me pretend to be a papist. I'm at the Vatican now. You never know where I'm at. Blah blah blah. Ecumenism. More Vatican. What else? All right. You're the N-word. Right, everybody don't like an N-word. And I'm going to put some of that stuff up, she says. Alright, I am done looking at that. I had to show you a little bad news. Montana's always good news. There's Butte. Love our Butte, America. Yeah, it's warming up. So everybody's calling out for the most part. So tides are changing. There's a sea change. Before Ukraine crisis, Guardian, welcome to Ukraine, the most corrupt nation in Europe. Reuters, Ukraine is a neo and problem. Vox, a Ukrainian comedian turned president, is embroiled in Trump's impeachment mess. New Europe, Ukrainian president. Then watch. The fight for Ukraine is a fight for liberal ideas. The foreign fighters Ukraine off purpose. Ukrainians are given 2 lessons in democracy. Zelensky, hero! Woo! Do you have a Zelensky altar and idol in your home? Yeah, see what I mean? Everybody seems to. That's where I'm going. Whitefish next week. Can't wait. Would love to take the train up. Hobo style. Pandas. Surfing. Zelensky. The homeless guy told I don't have another 50 billion. Fishing. I don't know. It's all pretty good news so far, huh? Oh, okay. Congratulations, Coach. Coach John Tourette there on a win, a power play. Got a hat trick right against the NHL, don't you know, bud? Turns down Pride Night. God bless Philadelphia Flyers and Coach John. You betcha. You know, get those sodomite flags out of my rink, bud. Alright. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Wow, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Omar, if you research paraconsistent logic, there was things that might not have fallen into kind of dialectics of either or, in which paraconsistent logic could be developed. But so I don't know too much about, like, it doesn't. I don't know if it came up even in computing or something like that, or like, but it doesn't threaten to, because it doesn't overall reject it like the higher order, an absolute rejection of. So I don't know why people think if it was an absolute rejection of the law of contradiction, law exclude the middle, then it would be self-refuting. That's why it doesn't matter. Like, could there be different types of systems of logic developed? Like, I don't know why everybody's so scared of that. Boolean logic was developed, like where people are like, what are you gonna say about does Boolean logic refute tag or something? Like when bull came, it's like no, like there's different systems being created to deal with different stuff. Is there a universal logic that's binding overall? Of course there is. Like, so simply because you notice what it says, consistent, consistent. So it's not rejecting classical logic or even Boolean logic. It's saying that another system was developed to deal with particular issues. I've never really kind of studied in depth, but the principle I'm like, I don't really have a problem with. There might be issues that need to be dealt with that classical logic doesn't deal with. Like, okay, big deal. I don't know why this would be an objection against tag either. Yeah, but every time, of course he's American, but I'm from Minnesota, and Minnesota is America, right? Sure betcha. Oh, go grab your grandpa a sody pop over there off the Davenport. Yeah, I know Minnesotans sound like Canadians sometimes, but there's a difference. Okay, let's go back to Twitter. Anyways, it seems like people are generally waking up. Okay, good about that. The narrative's coming apart. Oh. Brian Cranston. So what I don't get, the reason why I'm bringing this up, talk about the fallacy of pretended neutrality. We just look at the evidence. What's the one that I always bring up? All right, just the Gestalt picture. All right, are you ready? I'm going to put up some data, same objective data. This one's cool. And you're going to report to me. Let's start with the middle, okay? So there's the evidence. It's on the screen. It's the same evidence for all. But the problem is, observation and evidence has never presented neutrality. There is no simple just seeing the evidence, but as Wilfred Sellers says, every scene's a scene as. Some of you see an old lady in the middle, and some see a young lady. Okay, so it's how your concepts contaminate the data and evidence and make it look a certain way. And we've got the one on the left, two people facing each other, where there's also chalice. And then, I guess, a lady. The one on the right is a lady, but it's a dude with a big nose playing a saxophone. So it is interesting. How can two people look at the exact same evidence and data and radically see two different things? And this is what we get with science psychiatrist dude. When, too, that's really interesting is especially when it's being framed in such a way that it should be clearly the conclusion A, and yet still people see, even so, it's not simply, oh, I'm just looking at the data, right? Because you have to be able to integrate that. There has to be a narrative. You have to be able to make connections. It's connected to history, things that you know, and all this kind of stuff. That's why the way you frame something's really important. That's what a paradigm would do. Okay, so even, and that's what your mind actually is supposed to do. So even when it's framed correctly, or nearly correct, or at least moving towards, somebody will still go the opposite, like, so that it's becoming more obvious that, in fact, the correct conclusion's A. It's framed in a way. So now, the previous paradigm of the CIA-sponsored legacy news is breaking so that you can start to see the evidence and the data in a new way. That it's like, okay, now it's getting really clear that the conclusion's A, and people are still looking at me like, B. It's B. It's an old lady. It's the chalice. It's the dude playing the saxophone. That's what's crazy to me. And so I looked at when Zelensky was brought into the Oval White House, and I thought, what an idiot. Here's a guy that could end the war. I mean, here's a deal that could end the war. Could save lives, could save his people's lives without the Trump administration even taking sides. So immediately Zelensky comes in and wants him like, let's all just denounce Putin, right? And it's like, hey, bud, take it easy. It obviously was very business like, let's make a deal and get, this end of the war. Let's start saving lives, and, no more people need to die. And certainly no more, like, this is what's so crazy. All these NAFO people supporting Ukraine, well, it's like, they're never going to win. I mean, just on a practical, they're never going to win. And if we weren't funding and sending tanks and weapons over there, the war had been over in 2 weeks. So we're literally keeping more, we're enabling a situation where funding murder and death. Because this would have been over. All in the name of, like, anti-Russia, because this is just for Ukraine. So not even getting into, like, who's right or wrong. Let's just think about this practically. This is insane. They're never going to win. Why are we can't even feed our own people? I can't even I'll never be able to afford a house. To live in an apartment the rest of my life. But you know what? The people in our states and country, they don't matter. It matters everybody else outside of, right? That's where all the money should go. Our families should starve. Our wives, our kids, they should starve because the money really needs to go to supporting a fake gay actor, CIA stooge, propped up stooge, who's literally stealing your money. Okay. Who can ban elections, ban the Orthodox Church, beat up Orthodox priests, imprison Orthodox priests, all in the name because Trump's bad and Putin bad. While your children are starving, why you can never get a home, why our country's a mess. Somebody finally comes in and says, let's put an end to it. Let's help you out. Let's help ourselves out. Let's make a deal. And he like, it was just like insane. And I thought America looked strong. Like, they called him out for his ridiculous, it wasn't set up, right? This is stupid. It wasn't staged, right? Anything to literally ad hoc, an ad hoc modification. Well, I hate Trump. Orange man bad. So I've actually started to have to literally create things out of thin air to go against the reality. Oh, it was staged. You see, it was a setup. It's like, oh, gee whiz, dude. Anything to avoid the facts. But then what's so amazing is, and this is not a promotion of Trump or anything like that. It's just objectively looking at what happened. How I could come to conclusion A, be like, Zelensky's an idiot, and Trump and J.D. Vance did well. Whether you like Trump or J.D. Vance or not, like, why can't you just objectively look at the situation? And I'm like, okay, there it's clear. Everybody saw it now. Now we're going to see, and like, what do you get? Every single liberal and liberal academic, like, what an all-time low for how embarrassing for America. And I'm like, that's amazing. So even when the previous paradigm's breaking and the narrative construction so it enabled you to see more objectively, still. So there's another example. Yeah, Fargo. Yeah, Boole's an interesting character. Boole's a really amazing history about an individual. Very on some of the other mathematical work that he did too is fascinating. All right, I am getting a little bit tired. Let's see. Did we want to continue? Any more super chats? All right. One other thing. I'm getting tired. What do you guys think? Is there anybody else? Is Jim Bob going? Is that where everybody went to? Jim Bob is going. Any other questions? We were going through here's another example. Trump's approval rating is surging. You'll find just the opposite, like his ratings are all-time low. America's an embarrassment to the world. First of all, the world's fake and gay. Like Europe and like awesome, man. Like if we're a laughingstock to the world, Christians are a laughingstock to like. See, the world is your standard. This guy is a joke. I've seen some of his stuff. That's kind of a cool AI generated. Yeah. So this is a Catholic, but I'm gonna have to give it props. Like he's right. Absolute terror to process. See. Look at this lady, dude. Can you know what Christ is going to say to these sorts of people who mocked? How well is it going to go for you on Christ and Judgment Day when you mocked his mother? Moses, we're praying for you. May you recover fast. General Flynn. I always like General Flynn. What is this guy doing? Oh. Alright, guys. I'm getting tired. Unless there's more questions. I gotta do some work today. Forgive me. The sinner. May all have a blessed Lent. A good start. This clean wake. Yeah, go ahead and thanks. Go ahead and head on over to Jim Bob's. I am going to depart. We'll say the philosophy question for next time. It was really interesting. It was something that I wanted to go over in the real essentialism. How do we know what a human essence is? There were questions about is nature, essence, form, substance, are they the same thing? How does this work in terms of the person as hypostasis and hypostatization of a nature or essence? And yeah, good question of, and this was a good chapter in here, that the knowability of essence, why essences are real, the problem of a universal accident, coming to know essence, how we do that, particularly with the human being. So I thought that would be a good conversation. I'm not going to open it up now because we'll be here forever, because that's a deep question to go over, but a good one. So God bless all of you. Go raid Jim Bob. Please keep me in prayers. Pray for my rib. It's sore. It should be sore for a while, but it's a humbling experience.